there, and welcome to the Sohria Alexander Show. How are you doing this evening? Welcome to my TV audience on Liberty TV Flow 119, and welcome to my radio listeners on Liberty 92.3 FM, and shout out to my social media audience, YouTube, Facebook, and on the Liberty app. How are y'all doing? Well, I'm feeling fantastic. Hope you are feeling fantastic, because we are here alive and well. Another day above ground is enough to be thankful. You may not have all the monies you'd like in your bank account. You may not have all the nice foods you may want to eat, or all the clothes or the shoes, but you are here. You are here by God's grace, alive and well and happy. Now, my people, let me tell you, we have a serious issue to discuss tonight. And you know, it really pains me. I'm like, what is going on? Have we as a people lost our minds? Then we sit back. Oh my goodness. Then we sit back and we want to blame the government of St. Lucia for our problems. Hello. We are our own problems. We create the problems. My people, let me say this to you. Over the weekend, you know, I got some disturbing footage that I will and I cannot even show that on national television. Okay, maybe I could show it on Facebook if I'm doing another show, but I cannot show this on national television. I was taken aback. Your children supposed to be your little bundle of joy, and you take care of them while they are growing up. My Lord and my God, people, I am shocked. I am in dismay. I am in disbelief. I couldn't believe that. I know this world is sick. I know this world is crazy. But at least we should have a certain level of decorum, behavior. My God, some of you behave like as if your parents dragged you all up. And most of y'all, your parents may not have much, but you were raised properly, but you chose that old path. Let me explain to you what I'm talking about, because we're going to get into the meat of the things, my people, because this is also disgusting. And as I said, people, we start the show on time, 9 o'clock, because our slot is 9 to 10, so we have to fit everything within the slot. And remember, I've said to you, this is not a call-in show, a calling-in show. So what we have our show like is like the international shows, Kelly Clarkson, Jennifer Hudson, blah, 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 where we come and we rap with you, and then, you know, we end the show within the hour. So it's a show for you to sit back. Go call your friends. And I'm very serious right now. Hello, everyone. Go call your friends. Tag your friends under the live. This is the show you'll have to come to. But what you like is the drama, the blah, blah, blah. That's what you like. Go tag your friends, share the live. Those in TV land, call your friends, WhatsApp them, tell them so is on Flow 119 Liberty TV. Those on radio, send WhatsApp to your friends, tell them, come listen to so. We need to talk tonight. Share the live. These are the lives you'll have to share. Because when y'all come here, I give you class, I give you information, I give you food, and I leave you at 10 o'clock so you have a little half an hour to digest the food and go to bed so you can go to work the following day. My people, many of our young people were raised well. Even though their parents may not have a bulk of money, living in a big house, but the values were instilled in you. But no, the things you like are What you'll see on social media, y'all want to be in it too. What you'll see on international television, cable, y'all want to be in it too. Why can't you, this young lady, I'm going to speak to you directly. Why couldn't you, as a young mother, found something else to do? Right now, you have given yourself such a bad name that people are asking for social security services, to come pick your baby up. Imagine a friend of mine from overseas who is a pilot. He was the first one who sent it to me. And he said, "Susu, have you seen that?" But I didn't see the message because I was a little busy. And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, first thing I said, "What?" I was like, "What's this?" And I asked, "Is this St. Lucia?" He said, "Yes, Susu, that is St. Lucia." I'm like, this is madness. Let me tell you, I got it. Even if it had the smiley face on it, I would not put it on my page. This is just gross. And I will never show it on television. Let me tell you, people, apparently this young lady, she has her little son, maybe. This child may be about 3 going on 4. And this young lady, apparently she posted it on her story. Jesus Christ. With the smiley face. I don't know. We have a lot of people in St. Lucia who are crying out for help. To me, this is a cry for help. And I believe we need to invest a lot in counselors and psychologists because, my goodness, it is rough and it is bad. So let me explain to you what I am speaking about. This young lady apparently laid on her bed, undressed with nothing on her, and then her legs were spread, and then she had her little 3 to 4-year-old baby hitting her private part, playing in her private part. Could you understand what I'm saying here to you? Can you understand? A young mother without any clothes on her, lay on her bed without any clothes, spread out her legs, and her little 3 to 4-year-old tapping, playing with her private part. What demonic behavior is this? This is why I keep saying St. Lucia is drifting away from God, because let me tell you, the men of the cloth who really have to come and fight against those evil spirits filtering into our country, they're not interested in that. Let me tell you, being a man of God is not being in the church where I can come in the church, give you offering, give you tithes. That is not being a man of God. Being a man of God is going into the highway and byways. Now, what I don't understand too, situations like that are happening. A lot of people send me stuff, right? A lot of people send me stuff. Why? If I am seeing it, and I'm sure the pastors are seeing it, because I see y'all in all the political things. I don't see y'all. Yes, y'all all in the political stuff. When you see those things, what you have to do as a pastor, you have to reach out to this lost soul to speak to her. Because I know many of the pastors are trained in psychology. I know. Many of y'all are trained in psychology. So you should be reaching out to her and saying to her, because you are the man of the cloth, saying to her, I am here to offer you guidance. I'm not here to judge you, but I'm here to offer you guidance so you could be a better mother and a better individual. This is gross on all levels. Now, I am saying to you, let me tell you something. We're in St. Lucia, my sweet people. But do you know the outside world get our traction faster than us? Somebody in the US sent it to me. I had to ask him, is this? I was so shocked. I would not put that on my wall. I was like, I think Natuki Anthony on his page, you, him, and me, gave you a little snapshot with the big face on it. But this is so sexual that it would be egregious and foolish and wrong of me to share that with you. This young woman needs some serious help. What is going on? This is my young lady. This is child abuse. What are we doing? And my people, stay with that thought with me. I am going to my first commercial break. Don't miss the Sohria Alexander Show every Monday and Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Liberty 92.3 FM and Flow Channel 119 Liberty TV. You can also watch live on Facebook and YouTube on Sohria Alexander channels or through the Liberty Media apps. Join us for captivating content and engage in discussion. Mark your calendars for an incredible experience.
Advertise with us today. Call us at 1758-715-9458 or email us at the Sohria Alexander Show at gmail.com. We will introduce your services, events, and products to a massive audience. Our radio, TV, Facebook, YouTube, and apps is going to boost your sales. Learn more at sohriaalexander.com/services.
Yes, and we are back. Remember, call us, advertise with us today. And as I was saying, people, it is like people are losing their minds. I think social media has a huge part to play with how some people behave. Social media is fiction, my people. The things you see on social media, please don't go try it. And I'm hoping this young lady realizes this is child abuse, sexual abuse. These are the things we have to be talking about a little child. So right away, with she doing this to this child has become a statistic. Because he is 3-4 years. You people do not understand the damage you do to those children by doing those wrong things. My lady, my girl, what satisfaction can you get by doing that and then posting it on your story or wherever you posted it? It means this is a cry for help. Normal people don't do that. And there is a voice note going around the place where she is saying, that's where he came from. Yes, that's where my two boys came from my stomach because I couldn't have them naturally. So they had to give me a C-section. And even my boys came out from my private part. You think it would be right for me to do what you did to this boy? This is nonsense. This is egregious. This is nasty. And this little boy, you have already introduced him to something he should not be introduced to. It tells me you need some help. And everybody might want to beat her up and whatever, which they have a right to. When I mean beat up, not physically, just lash out verbally. They have a right to, because you are corrupting a young child. Now, this is why, let me tell you something about me. When my children were young, my children not leaving my home to go to any sleepover, to go to any party sleepover. I remember they had invited my son to some hotel for a sleepover. It was a party and whatever. I say, I don't care who is there. I don't care who is there, who not there, my child, not in that. If you go to a party, I drop you. If it's too far, I hang around, sit in my car, wait for you. That's when they were little. And I pick you up and I bring you at my home. I never had no sleepovers at my home. Do not believe what people portray to you. Many people portray to you that they are good with your children. Be like a hawk with your children. Because let me tell you something. They say to me, all right, that I am a paranoid mother when it came to my children. If you're not paranoid by your children, you have a problem. And I made sure when they were growing up, every activity, I was there for them. Nobody picking up my child for me. I have to be there to see what is happening. Now let me tell you what can happen with this. I will show you what can happen with this. This little poor boy starts going to preschool. When he enters preschool, he is innocent, and this is how people start castigating, a little child and say, look at him, he's nasty, he's this, he's that. He will go to preschool, my girl. And he will start playing with the young girls, those the same age with him, 3-4 years. And then he will want to remove their underwear and start doing to them the same thing he did to you. You see the vicious and nasty circle? You people do not understand how you shape and form society with the rubbish you'll do. This is absolute madness. How could you do that? And my people, this really has me irate, really has me angry, because I do not know what possessed this young lady to do such filth. So I am going to show you a video. What is child abuse and neglect?
You may have heard about child abuse and neglect. Do you know what they mean? They include acts of commission and omission and are preventable. Child abuse and neglect include acts of commission and omission. What are acts of commission? Acts of commission are deliberate and intentional. However, harm to a child might not be the intended consequence. Some examples include physical abuse, sexual abuse, psychological abuse. What are acts of omission? Acts of omission are the failure to provide for a child's basic physical, emotional, or educational needs, or to protect the child from harm or potential harm. Some examples include physical neglect, emotional neglect, medical and dental neglect, educational neglect, inadequate supervision, exposure to violent environments. About 1 in 7 children experience some form of child abuse or neglect in the last year. But we know the problem is underreported. That's why a consistent definition is so important. The good news is, we can stop child abuse and neglect before it starts. What can we do? We can work together to promote safe, stable, and nurturing relationships and environments so all children reach their full potential. Some strategies to consider include strengthen economic supports to families, change social norms to support parents and positive parenting, provide quality care and education early in life, enhance parenting skills to promote healthy child development, intervene to lessen harms and prevent future risk. These strategies help create families, neighborhoods, and communities where every child thrives. You may have heard about child abuse and neglect. Do you know what they mean? They include acts of commission and omission and are preventable. Child abuse and neglect include acts of commission and omission. What are acts of commission? Acts of commission are deliberate and intentional. However, harm to a child might not be the intended consequence. Some examples include physical abuse, sexual abuse, psychological abuse. What are acts of omission? Acts of omission are the failure to provide for a child's basic physical, emotional, or educational needs, or to protect the child from harm or potential harm. Some examples include physical neglect, emotional neglect, medical and dental neglect, educational neglect, inadequate supervision, exposure to violent environments. About 1 in 7 children experience some form of child abuse or neglect in the last year. But we know the problem is underreported. That's why a consistent definition is so important. The good news is, we can stop child abuse and neglect before it starts. What can we do? We can work together to promote safe, stable, and nurturing relationships and environments so all children reach their full potential. Some strategies to consider include strengthen economic supports to families, change social norms to support parents and positive parenting, provide quality care and education early in life, enhance parenting skills to promote healthy child development, intervene to lessen harms and prevent future risk. These strategies help create families, neighborhoods, and communities where every child thrives.
I played the video twice for you to have a listen. And my people, what I saw and what I witnessed in this video, this is sexual abuse. To a little child whose mind is not fully developed. He may be 3 to 4 years old. And this is why I keep saying that many of our young children are suffering and the vicious circle is going to continue. The vicious circle is going to continue. And then he would go to school, do that, then there is a problem, and then they would bring the school principal or the teachers, that's at preschool level, would bring that incident to the parent, and the parent may act dumb and say, why is this child doing that, and may want to put a front to the teachers, whereas you were the one who introduced a pure, clean mind to this filth. You know, people don't understand. Parents don't understand what you teach your children, that is what they are going to become. We've heard of many instances of where young children were sexually abused, and today their lives are a mess. The only way you can recover from sexual abuse is if that you are given the necessary counseling, psychological help, assisted, the support system. If you have no support system, you will go astray. My Lord and my God. And the authorities need to investigate this matter and investigate that matter with the view of ensuring that this child, this little one, 3 to 4 years old, would be able to get the necessary counseling. He's young, it's on his mind. Children are so, their minds are so, it's like a sponge, sapping everything you say, everything you do. Even your children, even if you are an adult, and they too are adults, they say some of the things you say, they repeat some of the things you say. Because I have something saying, and Akim doesn't even realize he is saying it. Like if something happens, what I just say is Jésus. That's Jesus, right? And then he himself, I'm hearing him saying Jésus. So they emulate what you do. What are you doing, young lady? What? I don't know your financial situation. I don't know your mental situation. I don't know your living conditions. I don't know what's going on with you. But somebody needs to check on you. And then she did this video or voice note saying, this is where he came from. Yes, sweetheart, this is where he came from. But what you did was not acceptable. It was unacceptable. And you are creating, this little boy looks like a very nice, bright boy. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Even if you did a voice note saying that this is where he came from, have a seat by your lonesome and question yourself whether what you did was right. And what possessed you to place that in social media? Why people do those things? In a way, there is good and bad in what you do, because we know what you did to that child, and at least there can be corrective actions towards your behavior and ensuring this child doesn't become a statistic with the madness you did to him. This is egregious. This is madness. It's off the chain, off the chart. And people are upset. And one thing I realize about St. Lucian's now, please keep it up. I realize people, when they see things happening to little children or young girls or whatever, they're speaking up. I like that. I like the stance you all took with Miss Butcher. You don't do that. You don't throw things at her. I like the stance you all taking with the little boy, and you're trying to realize, okay, no, let's change it. Let's change our behavior so that we have a better society. I like that. Because this is madness. This is total madness. Why would you do something like that? This is sexual abuse. And the first step to recovery, my sweetie, young lady, is to accept that, okay, I did something wrong, and get the assistance. Because I'm telling you, dearie, if you were in the United States of America, Canada, the United Kingdom, or France, some developed countries, they would take this little boy away from you. You would not get him back in a long while. Until they know that you are settled in your mind and you are able to take care of him. What is this? What was going through your mind, my dearie? What was going through your mind? This is just wrong on every level. And this is why I have been preaching on my shows. For those new to television watching me, I have been preaching on my shows for years that social intervention is needed. And this is why I was saying to you all in my last show about there is a new class called middle class poor, because people don't come and tell you their problems. People bottle everything inside. Look at what is happening to a little baby. You know, if you didn't post it, we wouldn't know that this child was in this kind of danger and to get help. Now. Permit me to say that this little boy is not the only case. There are many cases like that. But fortunately, she put it on so you and I could see and the world could see, and then corrective action can be taken. But this is going on. What is going on? Where are the values that you were taught as a young lady? You know, sometimes these things happen because of what was done to her as a child too. She's doing it. And to her, it's nothing. No big deal. We need to do better. And with this, I will take my second commercial break. Don't miss the Sohria Alexander Show every Monday and Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Liberty 92.3 FM and Flow Channel 119 Liberty TV. You can also watch live on Facebook and YouTube on Sohria Alexander channels or through the Liberty Media apps. Join us for captivating content and engage in discussion. Mark your calendars for an incredible experience.
Advertise with us today. Call us at 1758-715-9458 or email us at the Sohria Alexander Show at gmail.com. We will introduce your services, events, and products to a massive audience. Our radio, TV, Facebook, YouTube, and apps is going to boost your sales. Learn more at sohriaalexander.com/services.
Yes, so remember, visitors call us visit our website and we will advertise you on our show. Now, for those who are not advertisers and they're my supporters watching, listening, you can support me by buying a coffee. A coffee is $3 US. If you have your phone on you, you take your phone, the camera on your phone, and you point it to scan me. And it will send you straight to my Buy Me a Coffee platform where you support me. You can do it monthly. You can become a member. When you go there, it will show you all the different tiers as to what you want to become with me. Or you can just buy a coffee. And I have to shout out, I realize some people were buying coffees and stuff. I would like to tell you thank you for buying the coffees. I don't know if you want your names mentioned, but thank you for the coffees. It's greatly appreciated. And continue supporting the show. It's a good show. Because let me tell you, those with the millions, they have the Buy Me a Coffee, or they have the stars, or they have something else. And you know what happened? They're still asking for stars. They're still asking for coffees. They're still asking for donations. So get into the habit of supporting something that is good. A good content creator that comes here, does the research, plan the show properly so you get, good food. So support the show. You watching me, TV, radio, Facebook, YouTube, you can purchase coffees. Okay, if you want to support in any other way, feel free. All my data, all my information is on Facebook. You can support me. So those who have been supporting the coffees and everything, and privately and silently, I would like to say thank you, because a show of this magnitude does have expenses and the quality is superb, because people are asking me, so what are some of the things you're using? What are you doing? What are you not doing? Well, it's my producer. My 18-year-old son is my producer, and I am very blessed to have him. Thank God for talented and blessed children, which he has given to me. And the same blessings God have given to me with my children, I send it back to you, my sweet people. Now, I want to show you another video, people, because as I said, I am really upset. I'm really upset to see. Let me tell you something. I love boys. And when I decided to have kids, I said, God, I wanted 2 boys. Not that I have anything against girls, but I love boys. So come on, our boys are the future. They are the men. They are the men of the future. Come on, don't do them that. Okay, so I am going to show you another video, child abuse figures staggering.
Statistics released by the Division of Human Services indicating that 252 cases of child abuse have been recorded for the first half of this year is a cause for alarm for the St. Lucia Association of Social Workers. The president of the organization, Kendall Elver, says the figures show that children continue to be exposed to situations where their health, safety, and development are under threat. What is even more concerning, Elver says, is the actual number of children being abused may be higher than is being reported because of the culture of silence that surrounds the many cases of child abuse. Elver says the latest case of the rape of a 10-year-old child should jolt society into ridding itself of such incidents.
Hearing instances of child abuse, and recently we heard the situation where a 10-year-old was sexually assaulted. These are things that we need to rid our society of. And for us to achieve this particular goal, we need action which is urgent, holistic, and sustained. Because many times we embark on programs and policies, however, for whatever reason, we do not persist with them, and the problem raises its ugly head again. For us, we believe that a strong message should be sent to all perpetrators of such dreadful acts in the form of them being successfully prosecuted and being made to feel the full brunt of the law.
Elver says the time is right for the commissioning of a national parenting program where individuals can gain the right skill set, knowledge, and values that are required to provide a nurturing environment for children.
It's not just parents or caregivers that abuse children in some situations, but you have general members of society, and so it calls for us to have a broader public education campaign on the whole issue of child abuse. We also need to empower our children to be able to have enough courage to report cases of child abuse, especially those of a sexual nature.
Meanwhile, Kendall Elva supports calls from the Division of Human Services for more foster parents. He believes that the move can serve to rescue a child from an abusive environment. Sherry Ann Gillard Williams, NBC News.
Yes, this is a tape from a few years ago, and I went and I researched and I got it. I think it might be like 7 years ago. My people, we need to do a campaign. Imagine that report I just showed you there is about 7 years ago. And look, I am here today with you, speaking to the issue of what was done to a minor, a little child. And people, and this is very important, that there is a campaign with regards to what is sexual abuse, what is child abuse, what is physical abuse. But no, we too engulfed. We are too saturated with politics, the row. You know why y'all are so engulfed with politics? The instant gratification. Because a show like mine will cause you to think. It would not give you instant gratification where you get the gratification now, and then as soon as you get it, 2 minutes later you empty. With a show like mine, when I come and I speak to you and I impart wisdom and knowledge with you, it's going to stay with you throughout your life. And somebody listening to me will say, let me listen to this lady so what she is saying. I have erred in certain areas of my life. Let me fix it to ensure that I do not be part of the statistics saying that I abuse a child physically, sexually, emotionally. We need to do those campaigns. Why aren't we saying everybody wants to be at the top? Let me tell you something. Being at the top is very lonely. You do not get many people to hold your hands. You have to hold your hands by yourself. You have to cry by yourself. And I heard the Prime Minister, because I don't forget, I heard the Prime Minister said being at the top is very lonely. And he got very emotional when he was saying that. You know, everybody want to be Prime Minister. Everybody want to be Minister of this. Everybody want to be Minister of that. But they do not know it's very lonely. Being at the top is lonely. Why don't we forget about being at the top, want to be Prime Minister or whatever, Governor General, Minister of this, Minister of that, and let us not try to save our country, save our society where our children are being abused, and all we care about is to focus. And only when something comes to light, only when something comes to light, we want to say, oh, let's make a change. No, the change has to be continuous. This program should be continuous. Advocates on Facebook, on radio, on news outlets, all they do is talk about politics. Only when something arises, oh, let's talk about this. Oh, let's talk about that. Little children are being molested and raped. When they go to their parents, when they go to the mother and say, my stepfather, or my father, or my uncle, or my brother, or my this, or my that is sexually molesting me, the mother usually tell them, shoo, away. This child should be able to have somebody within the school. The school counselors are so important. You all need to get more school counselors. They are so important for this child to feel, okay, I can speak to this counselor. And by speaking to this counselor, that there are things in place that this child doesn't go back to that house. There is a safe place for the child to stay, grow, counsel this young person, still go to school, but help this person. But what we do when the little ones come to tell the mother, oh, go away, you just don't like my husband, you just don't like my boyfriend, you just don't like this one, that one. Right? And then the vicious cycle continues in our society. These are the things we want to talk about. We have advocates. All they want to advocate about is politics. Let me tell you, politicians come and go. But our life is constant. It remains. The vicious cycle remains of our children being abused. Physically, emotionally, sexually, neglected by not taking care of them, feeding them. These are the things we're supposed to be concerned about. Because if we were concerned about those things, we would not have all those murders, all those bad incidents and behaviors. But no, we all we care about is, oh my God, is me. Everybody wants to be at the top, and then they care to do it. I said it. Everybody wants to be at the top, but they can't do the work. To me, the greatest job in this life is to ensuring that children are safe. The greatest job in this life is ensuring that the little ones are safe. This is just beyond me. This is just beyond me. We have so many issues in this country. We have the problem where many people do not know where their next meal coming from. So what do you think that is going to happen? When a man realizes that he has his family in his house hungry, what do you think he's going to do? He is going to go and commit crimes so that he can get food, steal, rob, kill. To me, these are the social issues we should be discussing. We only want to speak. Excuse me. We only want to speak about things when it affects the political scene. Like, for instance, we want to talk about the police commissioner. Because it's going to give us political clout. But the little ones, I am shouting for this little baby. Because I have a grandnephew his age. And let me tell you something. I think the reason why I'm very emotional about what this young mother did to this child is because he almost looks like my grandnephew. And I know at this age, they're very active, they're very curious. You cannot expose a child to this nonsense. These are the things, these are the crucial things we should be talking about. But no, let me tell you, what is life? If all we care about is our pockets, all we care about is the big positions, and the people at the bottom continue to suffer. So why would you want to manage or run or be in a position of governance? Why would you want to do that so much? Whereas the root cause would, the problem, the cesspool would always be there. Why not try to fix that cesspool and then aspire to greater things? Everybody just wants to be at the top, and when they're at the top, it's lonely, and then they do nothing for anybody. I am speaking reality to you. I am coming down very hard because this is just disgusting. This is just disgusting. When you tell me a 10-year-old child being raped, there are many children being raped, being molested, being abused. And where is the safe haven for them? Where is the safe haven? There are those who have been there for donkey years. I know some have been talking, but it takes the people at the top to make the strategic move to ensure that these young people are safe. Those little babies, that's a baby. Let us make noise for that. Let us start a campaign about, stop abusing our little babies. These are the campaign. Not I stand with this politician, I stand with that politician. Let us stand with the youth, the little babies that are the future. We are going and they are coming. This is where we have to walk. Walk the walk and talk the talk. My Lord and my God. And I know some people, I know Natuki briefly spoke about it. I know some people are upset about that. So it means to say that we as a nation, day by day, we are lost. We as a nation, day by day, we are lost. Things are rough. Things are rough. What are we doing, Saint Lucia? Are we going to continue not voicing our concerns? Let me tell you, it is okay to protest. but let us protest for the right things. Let us not protest because, oh, it's yellow that's in office. I do not like yellow. It is red that's in office. I do not like red. Let us protest because we love our country. These are the things. Let us put pressure on the authorities, on government, to put the necessary measures in place to protect those children. You know, people, I am really irate. I am really troubled by seeing that. And it just brought back to my memory that there are many cases like this little boy. There are many cases. And I've heard young girls saying that I've said to my mother that her boyfriend is abusing me and she's ignoring me. I witnessed something where a young girl went to her mother and said to her that I am pregnant and I'm how many months pregnant. And then she is asking her daughter for who you are pregnant. And she said, for your boyfriend or your husband, because that's her stepfather. This thing is going on in our country. Like I've always said, and people might say, so you might be wrong for that, but I have always said, I am putting no man above my children. You have your place. My children have their place. If my children come to say, if I had girls or even boys, if they come to say to me that they have a problem with you or you doing X, Y, Z, I will not tell my children they're lying. Because sometimes your children see you as the only one to save them from the situation. I saw another article, documentary in fact, where this young girl said that her stepfather was abusing her. And she used to tell her mother, she used to tell them he used to do it when everybody's out at work, right? And she's there. And at 12 years, she got pregnant. Ladies, you cannot love a man more than your children. Because I do not believe children are so malicious and vicious to come to say your partner is sexually abusing them out of spite. And even if they are doing it out of spite, you still have to listen to them, do the necessary tests, bring them to the doctors to do the necessary tests, and then to ease your mind as to whether it is true or not. But some of y'all in love, what love got to do with it, as I said to everybody? Love come, love go. What love got to do with it? It is commitment and respect and attraction. If you are attracted to your partner, you are committed and you can communicate, then this is love. But some of you all just love giddy, heady, giddy. Oh, he giving me $500. He gave me $1,000. Oh, anything I want. That's not love. That the man is just giving you things, material things. That's not love. Love is when unexpectedly you get a little small chocolate you love. Love is you get not the big bouquets, one little rose and with your name on it. Love is that you forgot your lunch at home and then you realize somebody is at the front reception and your bag is there. He brought it for you. This is love. Love is loving your children. You know, people have love in all sorts of ways. I look at love differently. Not this giddy, heady kind of thing. So when your children come to you to report something like that, you got to listen. You must listen. And with this, I will take my final commercial break. Don't miss the Sohria Alexander Show every Monday and Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Liberty 92.3 FM and Flow Channel 119 Liberty TV. You can also watch live on Facebook and YouTube on Sohria Alexander channels or through the Liberty Media apps. Join us for captivating content and engage in discussion. Mark your calendars for an incredible experience.
Advertise with us today. Call us at 1758-715-9458 or email us at the Sohria Alexander Show @gmail.com. We will introduce your services, events, and products to a massive audience. Our radio, TV, Facebook, YouTube, and apps is going to boost your sales. Learn more at sohriaalexander.com/services.
So, my people, let us be the one to make a difference. And I'm happy, people are coming, after I go back and I read the comments, some of the comments. My moderators usually check you all out. But sometimes I go back and I read the comments on my Facebook page. And it's very encouraging to see that people are saying, I think Yolene made that statement saying she's tired of politics. We all are. I am tired of it. And let me tell you, it is okay to discuss politics if you are going to be fair and honest and you discuss policies and not just attacking a government or attacking a party for attacking sake. And I believe if we are going to speak on sexual harassment or child abuse sexually, we need to be fair across the board. It doesn't matter the person's political affiliation, the person's economic standing. We don't care with that. We see people as human beings, and that is the main thing. We see people as human beings. And if you don't see each other as human beings, you have a problem. Let us fight the good fight. And there are some good men out there who are stepfathers, who are boyfriends, and will not dare touch your children. Now, we have to be very careful because I was speaking about girls. We also have to be careful, even if you have a boyfriend, a stepfather, whatever, be careful with your male children also. And the problem is in situations like that, with this young girl and this little baby, 3-4 years, it tells me that she needs some directions. It tells me that she needs some guidance. It tells me that something is not right. And again, if you see, I always going back to talking about pastors and churches because I raised in the time where people really cared about each other. And situations like that, the pastors would always go and try to make things right. We have to set the tone, people. Those of us who know better. Let us try to get help for her. Let us not just kick her down like she is nothing. Let us try to get help for her. I believe for now, I think that social services should intervene, maybe remove the child from her for a while. Well, I say remove the child from her. Do they have any place to put these children anyway? Do they have the staff? Do they have the facility to put the children? And somebody taking care of them? Do they have them? Uncle Sam don't play with his children. You abuse them. Uncle Sam have how many places to put his children? And take care of them in foster care and all different things. Do we have that? We are so bombarded every day with politics. Our children are slipping away through the cracks. We have a Titanic experience on our hand. Our children are sinking. Our children are sinking. We need serious release. The crime rate in St. Lucia is off the chain. St. Lucia is going to be turning like a Guyana, a Haiti, a Trinidad, Jamaica. It's like your life means nothing. I just shoot you. But this can only change with divine intervention. This can only change when the men of God and the women of God decide to intercede on behalf of the nation. That is the only time. Let us, and the Bible say, be ye separated from the world. So when you are a pastor, you can't be liming up the ha-has. You have to separate yourself and be there. Be there for those, the lost sheep. Bring the sheep into the fold. Bring them into the fold. Oh, my people, I'll be honest with you, we are in serious trouble. And as I said, put the politics aside. Let us come together. It doesn't matter. It's okay. If it's your government that's in power, your party, it is fine. Saying that we really need to, your government really need to, or our government really need to step up to the challenge by being more firm, because our country is really going down with this crime. There's nothing wrong with that, because it's a common cause. When we win against crime, everybody win. When the government wins against crimes, we all win. We all win. And you know, crime is in different ways. Poor little baby exposed to sexual activity, which is wrong. Then we have young people just dying like flies. You cannot even go to an event peacefully. You know, people are saying that they are staying home. They are not going to these events. You know, in the carnival season, I've never heard all this madness, shooting, pop. They were quiet for jazz, carnival, rich, everybody going mad, killing people. We are living in very strange times. We are living in very, 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 very strange times. We are living in the last days. For those of y'all who don't believe in God and may say, so talking nonsense, so talking this, so talking that. No, she ain't talking nonsense. So is talking reality to you. We are living in very, 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 very strange times. And I don't want to hurt you, or I do not want to get you afraid. But it's not going to get any better. People must be willing to say, let's talk things out. Let's work things out. Oh, only the blood of Jesus. Only the blood of Jesus that can save us from this sort of things that is going on in our country. Only the blood of Jesus. What are you doing to help the situation? What am I doing to help the situation? I'm here speaking to you, giving you good food so you can take my instructions and improve your life. This is my service I am doing for you. Always remember to put God first in everything that you do.
They are talking shit. What them no get enemy. You for what's in it. I put my eyes, then shut my eyes. Just good. I cry, I'm sure, but my good love. Give me, I don't pray. Mohammed, I don't pray. Come on, babe, I can't